We rented a Tesla through Turo for our 3-day vacation in Chicago. It was great, but renting a Tesla can be a little bit different, so I wanted to make a video on our experience and tell you some things that you should know if you're considering renting a Tesla through Turo. Now, first of all, booking was very straightforward. You select the dates you want to rent, the car you want to rent, and then your payment information. And 24 hours before your booking, you can check in and it'll ask you to upload a photo of you and your license. But as far as booking goes, that's about it. It's pretty simple. But when it comes to a Tesla specifically, there are a few things that you will want to know or might want to ask before your booking. And sometimes they're in the listing description, but sometimes they're not. And the first is that if you plan to charge your Tesla on your own outlet, you want to ask or know if it comes with a mobile connector so you can do that. Now, ours actually did come with the mobile connector, but we didn't ask for it. We had no access to an outlet on our trip, but we just planned to use superchargers the entire time. Which, if you do charge at superchargers, the host will just send you an invoice for the supercharging cost, so no need to worry about that. But again, if you do need a mobile connector to charge on your own, just make sure the car comes with it. Secondly, you want to ask how much charge your host wants you to return your Tesla at, because with a gas car, it's just like a full tank, but with Tesla, it's not that simple. Again, most owners will have this in their listing, but you do want to clarify if they don't. And some hosts will offer a flat fee if you want to return your Tesla at any battery percentage. For ours, we had to return it with at least 80%, and it came with 90, so that was fine. Or we could have paid a $30 fee to return it with any battery percentage. You'll also want to check or ask about the daily mileage if there's a limit of how much you can drive during your rental. I think the standard on Turo is like 200 miles a day, so over our 3 days, we had 600 miles to use without any additional fees. Some hosts charge per mile you go over the limit. Some others will have unlimited miles, so if you plan to take it on like a huge road trip, you'll want to look for a listing with unlimited mileage. But for normal rental use, at least if you ask me, I think 200 miles per day is very generous. And a pro tip here, so you don't forget, you're going to want to take a photo of the odometer once you pick up the car so you know where you're at in terms of mileage. And of course, you're going to want to know where to pick up and drop off the Tesla, but more importantly, especially if it's your first time driving one, you're going to want to know if the host will meet you during pickup or drop off. This way, if you have any questions, they can be there to guide you through some of the process of driving a Tesla if it's your first time. But if you have the Tesla app, which by the way, even if you're not an owner, I recommend it downloading. It'll make your rental experience so much easier. But if you have the app, technically the owner doesn't need to be there for you to pick up or even drop off your Tesla. They can add you as a driver through the Tesla app, and then you have full control of the car. You can lock and unlock the vehicle with your own phone through the app. It's pretty sweet. The owner of our Tesla met us for our pickup. It was just like a, hey, how are you? Any questions? Nope. All right, have a good time. He did give us the key card, which you would use to lock and unlock if you don't use your phone, but he could have also just as easily left the key card in the car for us if he wanted to. Now, lastly, you're not expected to clean the car, but you're expected to not trash it. Our owner had it written in the listing to not take it through a wash. Normal use of the car is expected, but if you trash it or smoke in it, you can get extra cleaning fees or smoking fees added on to your trip. Now, for our experience, once you pick up the Tesla, the app will walk you through and ask you to take photos of it. This is optional, but you absolutely should do this. This is to protect you. If something is damaged on the car, and if the host says you did it, you're going to want these photos of before you pick it up to prove that any pre-existing damage was there prior to your drive. So here's me taking these photos. The app recommends all sorts of different angles to take photos from, which is very helpful. The more the better, so I just walked around the exterior and took some photos and then took some of the inside as well. If you see any particular spots with some damage, just get a good photo of those as well, again, just in case. When you drop the car off, it asks you to do the same thing, to take photos. We didn't do this, we probably should have, but our host met us at drop-off and we took good care of the car. Now, I didn't know it would prompt me to take photos. By the time we dropped the car off and gave the host our key card, I didn't open the Turo app to check and see this was part of the process, but then again, it's optional, and I'd say the Pre-pickup photos are far more important anyway. Now, as far as the vehicle itself and our experience, it was a 2017 Tesla Model 3, and as an owner of a 2025 Model 3, this car just felt old. Tesla did such a great job upgrading their cars, but it's weird, like it feels the same but different at the same time. On the old Model 3, the center console opens this way, and also it's not a wireless phone charger. They got little things right here, little lightning cables. Plug in your phone, see if it works. Maybe without your phone case, but that's how you would do it. But honestly, it was in really great shape for an 8-year-old Tesla that has been used for rentals and had nearly 100,000 miles on it. It was also like super clean, way more than I expected. Now, if you're a fellow Tesla owner, I highly recommend renting a Tesla on your vacation over any other car. There's always some anxiety driving a new car, especially a rental that isn't yours, but the familiarity of a Tesla, especially for us, another Model 3, gave us a lot of comfort because, like I said, yes, the car was different, but things still felt the same. I knew exactly how to drive it. We took it to a ton of places and had a great time in Chicago. We didn't get close to driving it the 600 miles that we could have, but it was so nice to have a Tesla that we were so familiar with while we were on our vacation. We supercharged it before we dropped it off to make sure we returned it with over 80% charge. We met the host at the same place we dropped it off, and that was that. And I gotta say, the host didn't message or bother us once during our 3 days. Shout out Ziggy, he was a good host. He was always one text away if we had any questions or needed anything, but I feel like if it was me renting out my Tesla, especially with stories I've heard from rentals, I'd be so paranoid. I'd be checking in like every hour just to make sure everything is going okay. But for us, between the time that we picked it up and dropped it off, Ziggy just let us do our thing. I don't know if this is how all Turo hosts are, but I wanted to mention it and throw it out there because that was nice. Now, here's something funny about this car in particular. I don't know if you consider me a YouTuber, but I messaged Ziggy beforehand and say, hey, we make YouTube videos. We want to make a video about this car and our experience. Is that okay? I don't want to film without your permission. He said it was totally fine, and in fact, he had another YouTuber about 7 years ago do the same thing with this Model 3. And the other YouTuber is somebody who I watched a ton before I bought my first Tesla, and someone you guys might know as well, none other than Andy Slye. And the video he did with this Tesla, I had to go back and find it, but it turns out this was his first time driving a Tesla. Basically his first impressions and what helped him push him over the edge to get his own Model 3, which he of course made a ton of videos on, and the rest is history for his channel. So the moral of that story, we'll see where I'm at in 7 years, but maybe if you want to be a big Tesla YouTuber, you should go ahead and rent this Model 3 from Ziggy in Chicago. Anyways, we had such a great experience. Ziggy and his Model 3 were great. I'll leave his Turo information down below in case you need a rental in Chicago or in case you want to be a big Tesla YouTuber. But as always, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about renting a Tesla through Turo, leave a comment down below. But as always, I will catch you in the next one.